JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and good morning everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Espresso with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today's the 23rd of September 2020. So yep, welcome everyone. Welcome to this morning's, Wednesday's morning session where we're going to have a quick look at the markets, a few of the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our disclaimer. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our JFD Bank website, and specifically JFD research page here, which you click here on the top and it'll take you, as I said, to this page, which we update on a daily basis. So yep, feel free to visit us here on jfdbank.com and click on the research tab right there on the top, and I believe you can find a lot of useful stuff here. Now, jumping into the charts now, the first one I want to touch on here, and as you can see, there's quite a few interesting indices that I really wanted to pick up on here. So the first one is Nikkei. Nikkei is back to business here today, and you can see that the index is fractionally in the red. However, as you can see, it managed to rebound from this short-term upside support line taken from the low, the 31st of July, and then yep, it started picking up the pace again here. So in a way, what I was saying previously, that as long as this little short-term upside line remains intact, then there is a good chance for Nikkei to kind of reverse and push back to the upside. However, as you also remember, what I was saying, that in order to be a little bit more comfortable with higher levels, wait for a pop above this 23,580 territory right here, which marks the highs, which is the current highest point of September. Let's put it this way. Now, in terms of the downside, we would need to see a break of this upside line. Of course, this would also place the price below the 21-day EMA, and yep, just to be on the safe side, probably wait for a drop below the 22,878 territory right here, and then yes, further declines could be possible, so keep your eyes on this one. Now, jumping into Shanghai Composite, also one of the indices that is staying still above its little short-term tentative upside line, and this, like I said, is Shanghai Composite. It's still trading above this little short-term upside line taken from the low of the 11th of September. Now, today we did see this one drifting lower, breaking this upside line, but as you can see, the bulls are quickly lifting the price back above this upside line. So if it stays above it today, if we see a daily close above it, then yes, this little break here will be seen as a temporary correction. Sorry, not temporary correction, a little false breakout here. So, however, if you're looking at for some higher levels, as I mentioned before, still ideally a push back above this 3,336 territory would be needed in order to kind of aim for further acceleration here to the upside. However, at the moment we are at a very tricky spot here, so let's see how this upside line will hold. If it does hold, then yep, a push higher could be possible, but if it fails, then well, maybe finally we could see that move towards the initially towards the low of the 11th of September here near the 3,220 zone. But of course, what I'm talking about here is this area which I've mentioned previously, the so-called lower side of the range here near the 3,181 zone. So keep your eyes on that one. Now, jumping into German DAX, and here the index remained fractionally in the green yesterday, so the fact that it opened with a gap here to the upside, that helped the index. It remained above the this 100 EMA here, 100-day EMA, but as you can see, as I mentioned to you previously, that it failed to move above this 12,754 territory marked by the low of the 4th of September. And in a way, what I was saying yesterday, that if we get a pushback above this, then yes, we could consider maybe a bit of a larger correction here to the upside towards this lower side of this previous veg here, or let's just call it an upside support line, or to this 21-day EMA here. So again, for now, we are going to be very careful looking at the cash index and where it's currently sitting at. You can see that the price is flirting with the 12,730 territory. So basically it's just somewhere around here above the yesterday's close, but still below this barrier right here, this 12,753. Now if this area continues to provide resistance, then we might see a nice slide here. However, if you want to be a little bit more on the cautious side, you could wait for a drop below Monday's low, which is around the 12,505 zone. It just, if you, like I said, if you want to be a little bit more on the safe side, because a break below this area would confirm a forthcoming lower low, and yep, further declines could be possible, where the next target could be this low, the 30th of July, around the 12,254 zone. Jumping into gold very quickly. So gold continues to slide, and this is what I talked about yesterday, guys. And look at this beautiful move here. So basically gold managed to stay below this 1901 zone, and it managed to close below it, yep, today we're seeing that continuation move lower, so that's all great news for the sellers. There could be more great news for the sellers if the price falls below Monday's low, which is roughly around the 1882 territory. So keep your eyes on that one. The next target here could be that 1863 zone marked by the lowest point of August, and then we'll take it from there, because just fractionally below it we do have the 100-day EMA, and as you can see right at the time, at this time right now, it is trying to move below it, so it's already kind of fractionally below this Monday low. So let's see if it can continue sliding, but the next target here is this 1863 territory, or the 100-day EMA, shown as the green line. DXY, so DXY is helping gold to slide. As you can see, DXY, the dollar index, is pushing nicely to the upside, so it managed yesterday to break and stay above this 93.81 territory, so which I've talked about a lot. And of course now there is a good chance this this index could continue pushing higher, but we'll be very careful. As I mentioned to you previously, guys, we'll be very careful near this downside line taken from the high of the 23rd of March, which could remain intact. If it stays intact, then, well, I mean, another slide is possible. So that's why, guys, from now, for now, from the very short-term perspective, let's keep an eye on this downside line, and let's see if it can continue providing resistance. Now, jumping into Ethereum, so Ethereum is also feeling the heat because of the rising US dollar, and yep, although the price remained above this 100-day EMA, which, as you can see, continues to provide decent support, still it's feeling the heat, as I said, and it's feeling the pressure. So from the sellers, so if we get a drop below this area, below this 100-day EMA, which is, like I said, currently acting as a good area of support, then we could maybe aim for this upside support line taken from the low of the 13th of March. Now, as you remember previously, recently I spoke about this level right here, the 353.50 zone. Then yes, it did drift lower, it did close below it, but it got halted here near this 100-day EMA. So if this 100-day EMA gets broken, then yes, we'll aim for this upside support line. Now, jumping into AUD Jpy here, and look at this beautiful move. Now, in the beginning of this week, I told you to keep an eye on this one, and last week also I was mentioning this pair, and I was saying that if we get a break below the 76.12 territory, then our next target is the 75.6 74.61 or the 74.83 territory, which is marked by the low of the 30th of July. And look at this beautiful move. We got a test of this area this morning already. This area also coincides with the 100-day EMA, so all is working out nicely here for the bears. Now, the question here is, can this pair move further south? Now, if it does move strongly below this 100-day EMA, then of course our next target is the low of the 10th of July here near the 73.99 territory, or if you want, you can round it up towards the 74 zone. So we'll actually keep that probably. So the 74 territory could be our next target. It also coincides with a 200-day EMA, but for that we need to see a nice, good, strong move below the this area right here where the pair is currently getting a hold up, and that's near the 74.83 zone. So keep your eyes on that one. Jumping into another pair here with the yen, and that's the Usd Jpy. So you can see that although both are seen as safe havens, still the dollar is kind of winning right now, and it's seen as a stronger currency. So here you can see that after kind of reversing from this area near the 104.19 zone, the pair is now climbing back up. But as I mentioned to you guys yesterday as well, that we need to see a clear breakthrough one of these levels here, either above the 105.30 zone, in order to consider maybe a bit of a larger correction to the upside, or we need to see a drop below this 104.19 zone again in order to aim for lower levels. At the moment, we're just gonna probably remain a little bit on the neutral side and just continue during the price action. Now, jumping into USD CHF, and also this is the pair that I mentioned yesterday. Just a quick update. The pair is climbing nicely above this 0.92 territory. So in a way, everything's looking quite positive here for this pair. And the next target here could be that 0.9242 zone or the 0.9322 level, marked by the low of the 12th of March here. So keep your eyes on this one. Also, a quick update here on GBP and ZD. I spoke about this. I talked about this this pair yesterday, and what I was saying, that if this downside line continues to provide resistance, then of course we could see a reversal here back to the downside. However, to be a little bit more on the safe side, a drop below this 1.91 zone is required. If the pair fails to, or should I say the other way around, if the pair is able to break this downside line and push above this high of the 17th of September near the 1.9384 zone, then yes, we could consider a bit of a higher move here, a move back to the 1.9645 zone or even above that. But let's go step by step. We'll go slowly on this one. So for now, we're keeping an eye on this downside resistance line taken from the high of the 21st of August. Quick update here on the euro against the Turkish lira, and basically with this one here, I spoke about this previously, and what I was mentioning to you guys previously, basically that keep your eyes on that psychological 9 territory, which we've managed to test yesterday. As you can see, it continues to provide decent resistance, and now the pair is seen moving lower a little bit. So that said, don't get me wrong, doesn't mean that from here we will start moving only to the downside. As I've mentioned to you guys previously, yesterday I talked about this level here, but given that there's a lot has changed, let's keep an eye on this low here, the low of the 17th of September, near the 8 we'll can round it up towards the 8.80 zone. So a nice good drop below this 8.80 territory could do the trick for a few more sellers, and we could see this one drifting lower. So again, for the upside, keep your eyes, and I'll continue looking at that psychological 9 zone. A nice good pop above it may open the door for this pair to move into uncharted territory. A new all-time high would be confirmed, and well, I mean, the sky's the limit in that case. Now, another interesting pair, which you probably don't look at very often, that's euro against the Russian ruble. And here you can see some of these some of these exotic pairs do present themselves with nice technical setups, to be honest, and as you can see here perfectly, now this this pair got halted here near this 90 level and the psychological 90 zone, and then kind of started drifting back down. Currently the pair is resting on the 21-day EMA, which as you can see recently acted as a good area of support, so let's see if it can continue doing that. However, if it can, then yes, of course, if it reverses back to the upside here, great news for the buyers, but still probably the more comfortable level after a break of which we could consider the upside might come on a break of this level right here, the high of this week, and that's roughly around the 90.39 zone. So a nice good push above that would confirm a forthcoming higher high, and a further move higher could be possible. In terms of the downside, we're keeping an eye on this 21-day EMA. A nice good drop below this could, yep, open the door towards further declines, but just to be on the safe side, probably wait for a drop below this 87.97 territory and then consider a bit of a larger correction to the downside, because don't forget we're still trading above this upside support line taken from the low of the 24th of February, so keep your eyes on that one. And finally, Euro USD. So look at this beautiful move. I mean, this is what I was talking about yesterday, that if we get the daily candle remaining below this 1.1753 territory, then yes, further declines are possible, initially aiming for this the low of the 3rd of August here, or in other words the lowest point of August near the 1.1696 territory. As you can see, yesterday the pair managed to hit this area perfectly, and today we're seeing a further decline. So in a way, for now, what I'm going to be aiming here for is this 1.1570 territory right here, and that's marked by the highest point of January of 2019, guys. So again, don't get me wrong, I mean it might drift a little bit lower here, maybe find support somewhere here and then reverse, and then maybe move back down again. So again, something like this could be possible, but for now everything is looking quite bearish for this pair in the short run. So let's see if this pair can actually make its way all the way towards this 1.1570 or this 100-day EMA shown as the green line. So guys, I really hope you found it useful, and thank you very much for watching and listening. Like I said, I really appreciate your time, and as I've mentioned before, I really hope you found it useful. So if you want to catch my video later on, my traders tea time, I'll pick up on some of these instruments, some new ones, but probably it's not going to be a lot as the kind of the morning video. There's going to be a few, just a quick update on what's happening, and then yeah, we'll take it from there, guys. So I hope you have a wonderful trading day. Stay safe, don't overtrade, and yeah, everything will be fine. Thank you very much, and bye bye.